Alrighty. Well, we got chat going. Coffee heretic. Sleep is a myth. Coffee is the truth. Imagine turning beans into water. I just don't get the appeal of coffee. Why turn beans into a beverage when you can turn leaves into a beverage? Tea is the only real solution. Absolutely. How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. There's a link. So I feel weird about this. I don't like when people post links in chat because you never really know what they're posting. So if we could just, keep that to a minimum. I do know most of you are not, terrible people or anything. But I think it's one of those things you should kind of set a rule for early. That way it doesn't become like a huge thing. So I'm not opposed to links, but let's just keep them to a minimum. Had this thing in my weapons book somewhere. I clicked it. Roasted beans, though. Yeah, but they're still beans, bro. You're putting beans... You're grinding up beans into a dust, and then you're filtering water through it, and then deciding, hey, you know what? This is actually pretty good. I'm going to taste this. Even if it directs you to a wiki, still could be virus. I mean, like I said, I don't think anyone here is, or at least, I've seen Jack and like C Black. I know some of you through places. I don't think anyone is being like super malicious or anything. It's just one of those things. You know what? I should probably just disable it on my end. That way, there's no issue in the future anyway. Just as a, like I said, to set a precedent early, so you don't have to. Because eventually, there are going to be people in the community. See, now it says my overlay did not drop, but it's not toggling. Why are you not toggling? My Stream Deck thing is not working again. Hopefully the overlay is down. I hate showing OBS. I know no one cares like to see OBS. It's nothing personal information or anything, but something about showing the OBS screen makes me uncomfortable. Anyway. Sorry, it's my German paranoia. No, it's perfectly legitimate to be concerned. There were some issues with Discord where people sending malicious links could lead to a lot of problems, so I basically stopped clicking all links in Discord unless I really know the person. I love the taste of Chinese kids gathering tea leaves. I mean, not every tea is, child labor or horrible. It is just, sometimes it's just tea. So, and it's, you think it's any different with coffee beans? Where do you think coffee beans come from? Also, low-income areas where people grow them and are paid way below an acceptable living wage and whatnot. So we've explored both the gun shop and the hardware store. I guess we could hit some of these houses as well. I don't really feel like going back to reading. It's been so slow and boring. Oh, I was going to talk about a dream I had, but it's super depressing. Because I remember earlier when I was reading, I was like, oh, I should tell them about the dream I had. But it's like a super bummer, so I don't know if we're going to do that or not. So I cooked this meat here. It was actually a happy dream. It just reflects how sad my life is, honestly. Let's cook all this meat. Get some meat. Having dinner. You're going to be lurking. Thanks for streaming. Thank you for coming out, my friend. Also, congratulations. C Black has met the requirements for being an affiliate, which is definitely something impressive, because a lot of people, I think on average, they say Twitch streamers average around 16. I just got a splinter, you son of a bitch. Oh, it's in there, good too. The Twitch streams on average, I'm going to pull a splinter while I talk to you. Twitch streams on average, I think the viewership is, get my tweezers, is 16 viewers on average on Twitch, but I think that's a misleading number because I don't think people actually... I got it. It was a little baby splinter. I don't think people actually, on average, get 16 viewership. I think most people actually get like 0 to 3 viewers. Because if you just troll around Twitch, there aren't that many people that are doing very well. So the metric for affiliate is 3 average viewers, and it's not a lot, but getting there can be very difficult for some people. I think Shroud and Ninja, they have stories where they go years with like 3 to 6 people in their chat, and then they are now Shroud and Ninja. So got to start somewhere. But congratulations, C Black, on making affiliate. I want to hear it. Splinter F. Yeah, I mean, I have really old wood floors. Our house is like, I think my grandpa's dad built it with his like uncle when like before my grandpa was born, so probably around 100 years ago. Um, and it's yeah, it's very old. Our wood floors are not nice wood floors. They're very splintery. So basically, anytime I'm wearing socks, because I kick my shoes off at the computer, and then the socks catch a splinter, and then as soon as you put pressure down, they jab into your foot. So that was a lot of fun. Love when that happens. Okay, so yeah, okay. My dream, can you repair the generator in the LMOE shelter? I believe that all standalone furniture items cannot be, they have no purpose. I don't think any of them can be used other than like standing tanks. So I think the generator is not actually a generator. I think it's just a furniture item. The only workable generators are generators that are treated as vehicles at the moment. So if you find a generator that consists of vehicle parts, you would be able to use that. And someone has talked about them. I don't know if they're from a mod or what the deal is, but the LMOE shelter has a lot of furniture in it that seems really cool, like the water purifier and stuff, but they don't actually do anything currently. Just like you'll find lathes and drill presses and all kinds of cool stuff that unfortunately is just not usable at the moment. So hopefully one day. I've been waiting for a lathe for a long time. I want to be able to make my own baseball bats. So we'll head back out and loot some more. Yeah, so my dream, it just speaks to my kind of sad life. So I had a dream about a celebrity, and I don't want to tell you who the celebrity is because it's embarrassing to talk about celebrities and have dreams about them. Oh, I don't care. It was Ashley Johnson. She's from Critical Role. She voiced Ellie in the Last of Us. I learned about her when I was a teenager. She was in the movie What Women Want with Mel Gibson. She played the daughter. And I had such a crush on her back then. And I think she's a little older than me. I don't really know how old she is, but very attractive woman. Really like her voice. She does a lot of voice acting. So I had a dream that basically she and I, most guys will tell you about a dream about a celebrity and it's always something dirty or inappropriate. It wasn't like that. It was just basically we went on a date and like we met just at a random event thing. We really hit it off just talking to each other. We went to a movie, we hung out, and we cuddled. And that was like my whole dream. And I woke up like happier from my dream than I've ever had in the last like year. Usually when I have dreams, they're really horrible trauma dreams and nightmares and stuff. And I realized that it was just like I had a dream where it was an appropriate, like total normal human interaction. And that tells me how much I'm missing that in my real life. Like how lonely I actually am, that I'm like I said, most guys have, a dirty dream or whatever about a person, but my version of a dirty dream was just going on a date and kind of having a real human connection and physical contact with another human being. So it just made me feel sort of pathetic and not so good. Anyway, can you make a monocle in CDA? Like a unicycle? I think I don't know if you can drive a vehicle with a single wheel on it. I don't know if that's possible or not. Planning on mining out the LMOE shelter. Is there a good way to put a generator in the LMOE shelter without dying from the CO2? Not really, because you can't build the vehicle up multiple Z levels, so you can't put solar panels on it. I guess you could make a vehicle outside the shelter that had solar panels on it, install batteries on it, charge the batteries, take the batteries out of that vehicle, take it downstairs, put it in your generator in the basement, so that you could have powered stuff downstairs and just swap out batteries as you need them. You could do that, but I would not recommend running a gas engine in the shelter. I do think that the smoke and stuff takes a long time to dissipate, so you could end up getting in a lot of trouble with that. That's disgusting. What, my dream? My dream was disgusting? Yeah, I'm a horrible, horrible person. Something about Mac 11s. The weapon's poor accuracy described the Mac series as, quote, fit only for combat in a phone booth. Oh, that's really interesting, actually. Yeah, that is an infamously not good to use gun. But they do spray a lot of bullets, and I don't think that that's actually true. You can obviously kill a whole mess of people if you spray a MAC-10 in a small, building or something. And that's in the game. Oh, that's the quote directly from the game? That's interesting. You're a real sicko. Yes, I know. I'm horrible. I value women for their... I mean, she's very attractive, but, like, it wasn't about that. It was about, like... because in the dream, we had things in common. We were talking about video games, and she's, like, a nerdy person, I think. So, like, we were nerding out, and it was like a nice actual connection to have another human being who had similar interests in me. I'm so lonely, internet. It gets to be, like, honestly, like, I'm joking, but at the same time, it's not a joke. There are days, Wrench, thank you so much. What the hell are you? It's a chud. Hello, chud. What does chud stands for? Oh, they lived in the sewers under... Oh, it stands for something. Something... underground dweller. What do you stand for? Cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. Damn it, I should have known that. Human being turned pale and mad from years of underground isolation. Hee, I just love the game a little more when I saw that. Cannibalistic humanoid inner city dweller. No, they're underground. I think in the... we lost our pack. Well, that's great. I think in the movie, didn't they live... wasn't it like New York sewers or something? I don't know. It's so long since I've seen... Obviously a classic, like, pop culture reference, but... I think they referenced them in Archer, too. At one point, they make jokes about Chud. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, like, I joke about my loneliness and stuff, but, like, it definitely is a thing. It's been a long time. Like, somebody in Discord recently said, like, I just got a hug from so-and-so. And I thought about it, and I was like, holy shit, it's been, like, 4 years since I hugged someone who wasn't a family member. It just is pretty depressing. But what are you going to do? Anyway. Does that mean the evac shelter water outlet is useless? I don't know that particular item. Again, if it's a furniture, it probably doesn't do anything. I think the only things I can think of that are furniture that have a purpose are standing tanks, because you can store things in them. So I unfortunately I don't know what that particular thing is. I guess we'll activate the roadmap, even though we already know what's all around us. Because why not? We'll throw that in the oven, because we can just burn that up so we don't have to deal with it. Is this still on fire? It is. Put out the fire. We don't need a fire. It's freaking hot as it is. Let's not eat. We were going to make a pack. Let's make a quick backpack of some sort. Pack. Make another travel pack. Thankfully, they're pretty easy to make. It's just a little time consuming. Put together a new pack, and then we need to go back to the house we were just at because we dropped all of our stuff. Yeah, I don't know why Ashley Johnson. I guess because The Last of Us 2 just came out, and so people are talking about that, and that made me think of her because she voiced Ellie. And you can kind of tell, like in the first game, some of the facial features are similar to her expressions and stuff, but like, I don't know, she's been a celebrity crush of mine for a long time. Ever since I was a teenager, I saw What Women Want, and she played the daughter, and I just thought she's so pretty. I don't know. One of those things. I don't really know how you get celebrity crushes as a kid. It just seems to happen, and then they stick with you forever, basically. So let's pop down and regain all of the stuff we dropped. Hopefully no more chuds. Pick those up. And a tailoring kit is also pretty good because we have some sewing kits, but we didn't have proper tailoring kits. More disinfectant. Shooter earmuffs, we will take them because we don't have anything else to kill sound. I'm never going to wear them for shooting, but whatever. We're going to continue gathering. I mean, I was gathering books. Oh, 2 items in a plastic bottle? That means there's 2 different items in them. That's odd. What is in you? Contains a liquid. This pocket is empty. It's not empty though. Open. It is empty. Why does it say with 2 items if it is empty? And that fruit juice rotted in the time we were away. That's interesting. So let's drop that fruit juice. I don't know what's in that bottle. We'll just drop that on the ground. We don't need that. Oh, what do we got in chat? Let's cause forest fires. No. I think she might be a chud. Okay. Have you tried the desert mod? I watched someone stream the desert mod. And it looked terrible because to my understanding, the heat is way out of control. So like it's so hot all the time that you can't really wear any clothes. And that's the main thing that kept me from doing it. I did see, I think on Discord or on the forum, they were talking about implementing proper biomes and that kind of being a project. Another chud. Get out of here, chud. Oh, they have mutagen on them? Oh, we'll take that. This one had a steel drum of 100 liters on him. What an odd thing. Okay. That one had mutagen, though. That's pretty great. So I saw them talking about implementing proper biomes and like expanding that a little bit. So I don't know if that's really something or if that's like just a quaint idea that someone had. Oh, there's a corner here. What an odd map gen this is. Okay. And then there's a furnace over here. Oh, furnace is also our furniture items you can do stuff with because you can put a fire in them. So there's that as well. I don't know why that map gen looked like that, but that's okay. So we got everything. Our pack is fine. How's our inventory? Pretty good. Let's just continue looting houses, I guess. Why don't we go to the south here, loot this house in the corner. 100 liters is like carrying 20 gas cans. That is amazing. Yeah, it's but he's a mutant though. He's an underground dweller. They can scientifically proven that they can carry much more than a standard human being. So go ahead and grab. I don't really want the eggs, to be honest. I don't want a lot of this. We'll take the lemonade, I guess. Always nice to have some non-water beverages for my character to drink. For roleplay or something. I don't know. Duct tape we'll take. Let's unload it from the box. I really hate that the duct tape is now coming in boxes because it's actually like hard to carry such a large box around. Oatmeal, flour we'll take. Take the lentils and the beans. And the can of beans, I guess. Assuming the can is closed. Don't really need the red sauce, I don't think. Just loot the rest of the house here. Soap bar. More soap. We have a lot of soap at this point. I do like, used to be that soap and detergent were a little not super... Ooh, leather trench coat. We'll take that. We're not super common, but that's changed since they changed the way items generate in bathrooms and stuff. So now soap is extremely common. 20 people watching. Numbers are going up. Honestly, I can never see the numbers, so I don't know how many people are here at any given time. It's fine. You know, thanks for coming out, everybody. Hope you're having a good stream, good time watching the stream. I don't really, I'll be honest, I always come back to, I think it's Cataclysm. It's because Cataclysm is so great. I'm just kind of along for the ride is how I've always felt about it. My YouTube stuff has slowed down considerably in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if it's because I'm putting the streams up, or maybe people are just finally getting sick of me. I don't know what's going on with that. Murder, do you drink tea with milk? I wondered because you often play with lactose intolerance. I assume you mean in real life. I generally don't. I actually don't like milk in tea because it's really easy to burn milk, kind of. And people... So basically, when I've had milk with tea, it's always been hot tea with hot milk. And I don't really understand why people serve milk hot with tea. I don't think I would rather have a splash of cold water or cold milk in the tea. But no, I find that milk tea, if you make it with a lot of milk, it becomes pretty bitter. For some reason, it just doesn't taste right to me. So I don't really like milk in my tea. In Cataclysm, I don't know if we have milk tea or not. So I usually just drink straight tea, whatever it is. Honestly, I like sweet tea, probably, mainly, just because it's like tea, but sweet. If I had to pick a flavored tea, probably just like a generic mint. I had some chocolate peppermint oolong at one point, and it tasted like a peppermint patty, but like really mild. I actually kind of liked that. But I don't usually go in for the super flavorful stuff. I don't like citrus teas. You know, I just like... I I don't know, just whatever tea is fine. I prefer black tea over green tea because it stands up a little bit better to being over steeped and stuff. If you do green tea, in my experience, green tea seems to kind of like get that burned flavor to it a lot easier. It's a little bit more fragile. I don't really care for green tea that much. I usually just drink black tea, like just generic crappy. You pick it up at Walmart or wherever, tea bags of black tea. And I don't really buy loose tea because there's nowhere around here that I can really go. Like there's no like artisan tea shops or anything where I can buy like real solid tea. So it's always just whatever they sell at Walmart or the grocery store. So I'm not one of those snobby tea drinkers who, oh, I only drink this kind of tea, and it'll all do in a pinch. So let's cook some more meat because of the hunger issues we've been experiencing. A lot of hunger issues. We're almost out of meat. We started with like 100 and some odd meat. We're already way past halfway. I did not mean to pick up 20 meat. Go ahead and put 8. No, I can't do math. Go ahead and put 12 of those away. I do watch your YouTube stuff, but can't watch the streams again, and there's not much more there. I do like the NPC series, though. Yeah, that's part of it as well, is that a lot of my audience has been showing up to the streams. So most of what I've been putting on has been stream content, which, of course, those people have already seen. It's just way more work than I thought to do the edited videos like the NPC series. And honestly, that series is not doing super well. Some of them do really well, but some of them that I thought would do well, people just don't really seem to care. I think it's probably a lot of people are like me, where they really just don't care about NPCs that much. In fact, I get a lot of comments where people are like, this guy plays with NPCs, really. Yeah, man, IRL, I usually drink milk with a sip of cold milk in your tea. Smoked tea is great. Lapsang Su... I always struggle with this one. Lapsang Souchong, or Russian Caravan. I like Carpathian tea, and then coffee. Just coffee in all caps. No coffee, sir. Not in this stream. We don't drink coffee in this house. And I will get you ejected. No coffee. All kinds of mint tea. Yeah, I like mint tea. We used to get wild tea in our yard, but I don't think we plant that anymore. I remember like way back in the day, they would pull tea out of our yard on a pretty regular basis, and I always really liked that wild mint tea. And then some lady at church, oh, I have a different strain of wild tea, so why don't we swap teas and then we can grow both kinds of teas in our yard? And it was a whole thing, and yeah, just it's been a long time since we've had that. I do like horseradish, even though it doesn't have a lot of use in the game at the moment. Why is this place boarded up and cobwebby? Oh no, it's not. Is that like a bead curtain? What is the deal with this? Open beaded curtain. Okay. It's weird that it makes the regular door opening closing noise, but sure, we can go with a bead curtain. This is not the house we were in. Oh, I'm way up ahead. I should be way further down. I also drink my milk with milk. Yeah, I don't drink milk. I am mildly lactose intolerant, so I do try to avoid large amounts of milk. A splash in something's not a big deal, or a piece of cheese, but like if I make a coffee, like if I go to Starbucks where they use a coffee and milk base, it absolutely wrecks my stomach. So I can't, even if I liked coffee, I can't really drink anything with a milk base. Taking the baby cow food, poor baby cows. I mean, they shouldn't be so delicious if they want to live a happy, healthy life with their mother. Smash the beaded curtain for a ton of string. Oh, I already abandoned that particular location. How you drink coffee. I don't like milk or honey in tea. They're killing the original tea taste. Yeah, I actually really hate when people put honey in tea. I don't like the taste of honey. I think it's way more overpowering than people think it is. If I put honey in something, that's all I taste. Like even if because we've made our own honey mustard and that kind of stuff when we were kids. Any amount of honey completely just overtakes whatever, even mustard, which is a very strong taste. As soon as you put honey in it, all I taste is the honey, even if it's a little bit. I don't know if that's true for everyone, or maybe we bought crappy honey. I don't know, but it tastes terrible. And then the other day I went in and was like in our kitchen, and I saw they had a bear-shaped honey thing, And I was just picking it up and looking at it, and it wasn't even honey. It said honey flavored syrup. It was just like corn syrup that had a honey flavoring to it. So maybe that's why I don't like honey, because that's what we had growing up instead of real honey. I don't know. You do drink coffee, I knew it. I mean, sometimes I will. It's just hard, like, because the convenience store that I go to for work a lot, here's another plastic bottle with 2 items in it, even though it's empty. I wonder what's going on with that. The convenience store I go to work, they have this like locally made coffee, and it's not a milk base. It's actually like a water base. And I just don't like the taste of coffee. It's a very strong, very bitter taste. I don't mind it so much. It kind of goes pretty well with smoking, to be honest with you. But like, I just don't like coffee. Tea is just objectively better, and people who disagree they're wrong. Honey and fresh ginger tea is tasting great. I also don't like the taste of ginger, to be honest. That's another one that I find a bit too much, and I don't know if it's just because, when I eat someone's food that they made, they overdo it with the ginger. I don't really know, but I just don't like the taste of ginger very much. I used to buy, when I was a kid, they would have candied ginger. It was just little slices of ginger with some sugar, and they had been soaked in a simple syrup. I used to eat that stuff all the time, and it's like a spicy, gingery, kind of flavor to it. But like, I just don't like the taste of it anymore. Used to put honey in tea, but then I noticed I no longer feel tea and stopped. Okay, that was a politically correct opinion. They are wrong. Well, I was gonna say something insulting. I was gonna say, tea is better. If you like coffee, then you are, and then insert negative things. But then I was like, hey, maybe don't call your YouTube audience and your Twitch audience idiots, or whatever you were gonna say. I just don't like coffee. I don't understand America's obsession with coffee. I think tea is better. And then I hear people say like, oh, well, of course you don't like tea because in America it's like you make it with dirty water. You don't have real tea in America. And I was like, I don't see how that could possibly be why people don't like tea. Another group of chud. So odd. I don't really see them very often. Oh, we got a kit. Oh, it's a radio car box. This is not super useful, but it does come with some stuff. So let's check for chuds first. Make sure there's nothing else that's going to attack us. And there's nothing. So let's unload the... No, we go activate... No, we go in our inventory. No. Where's the RC? Did I not pick? I did pick it up. Radio car box. Unload. Can't unload radio car box. Okay. Disassemble. Didn't do anything. Okay. Activate. You can't do anything interesting. So that might be broken. Because we've tried unloading. Let's look at it. Takes 30 seconds. I already tried disassembling it. It wouldn't disassemble. Maybe because we're in the dark. Let's head upstairs. Drop the car box. Butcher, radio car box. Yes, there we go. The main thing here is the batteries, which are dead. Always exciting. RC control, which I think is pretty useful for certain things in the future, but I never really make them, so it doesn't matter. So this was not really something we needed. So we'll head back down and continue checking the basement. What do you mean milk-based coffees? I've never heard of that. So like if you go to a convenience store, I don't know where you live, but like if you go in America, if we go to the convenience store, there's usually, like I like Frappuccino, I like cold coffees. So if you go in a convenience store, Starbucks has like these coffees that you can just pick up in a cooler in a convenience store. They're all milk bases. That means instead of using like water only in filtering the beans and all that stuff, it has a lot of milk in it. So it's a huge amount of milk in that little, relatively little bottle of coffee is a lot of lactose and all that stuff. And that really upsets my stomach. So I can't drink anything that has like a huge amount of milk in it. I couldn't drink a milkshake. I couldn't drink, a glass of chocolate milk or something like that. That would really mess me up inside. I can do little amounts of milk, so like I can eat some milk chocolate without too much issue. Although if I eat a lot of that, that'll make me sick as well. I can eat cheese for the most part, unless I eat like a whole brick or something, then I would get pretty sick. But a couple slices on a sub or whatever is fine. That kind of stuff. It just depends on the quantity of milk. Like I couldn't eat a whole bowl of ice cream. That would really make me have some more stomach issues. Coffee is better if you grind the beans yourself and have a good coffee maker and so on. Yeah, that too. I'm not set up for any of that. I do hear that grinding your own beans is like a completely different kind of coffee. So like if you are used to drinking coffee from the corner store or whatever, people say grinding your beans is like a completely other kind of experience. So I imagine that's probably true, and they probably are considerably better if you do things that way. But I'm not going to go through all the work of, I think Alton Brown on his show would talk about coffee sometimes, and he had his own little spice grinder that he used just for coffee beans and stuff. And it just seems like some overhead. Good for lazy humans like me. A French press is good. Yeah, I've also heard that those are a much better way of getting coffee. I've also heard that cold brew is much better on acid content, which I also think is part of why my stomach gets upset. So like cold brew is supposed to be a lot better for those of us with some sensitive stomach issues. Vacuum sealer, laptop, I don't really care about those. Trucker coffee is great. In Sweden we drink tons of coffee and it's always very strong. Okay. I think, yeah, like, and it's so weird because it's like other countries are different. Like I was talking about the milk-based coffees. I don't know if that's something that every country has. Obviously, we have Starbucks here that is like super prevalent in our society, where they're like a major brand of coffee, like a go-to coffee for a lot of people. Personally, I look at Starbucks and I'm like, they're way too fancy. It's like hardly even coffee. But that's what a lot of people drink. It's always weird to. I don't think about other countries very much. It's always hard to figure out what is the same and what is different, like what overlaps, what is different, that kind of stuff. It's been coming up more and more because I'm noticing a bigger portion of my audience is from like Germany, Poland, Sweden, England, other places, not actually America, which surprised me because I really thought it's such an American thing to say, but in my head I'm like, Americans would be the only ones who watch English-speaking YouTube content, and obviously that's ridiculous. A large part of of Europe understands English, obviously, and speaks English on a day-to-day basis, So I don't know. It's just one of those things I don't really think about, which I guess is like a typical American thing to say, which is probably not a good thing, but it is what it is. Man, I'm so tired of interior doors that are locked. Nobody locks interior doors. Let's check our inventory. We'll go one more house, then we'll head back. This one's smashed up a fair bit. Yes, zombies, I see you. Hit me in the head because I took my helmet off. Oh, and we're bleeding. That's pretty unusual. Oh, and I used all my bandages. So let's run back. Oh, we have a lot of zombies coming as well. Let's throw the helmet on. We dropped the helmet somewhere. Great. Great. Have to agree with murder. Milk-based coffee in supermarkets is disgusting. First sip is tasty, and you end up drinking. You regret drinking. Yeah, I'm just not. I think it's my stomach issues. I'm sure a lot of people probably like it, but this bleeding on our head is concerning. We're gonna be fine, but I hate it because I should have had bandages in my inventory. Should have known better than to drop them. So let's head back, treat our head wound. Might as well drop our stuff off since we're already here. Keep leaving the fire on, which I don't mean to do. Let's just grab a rag. Apply, head, took care of the bleeding, great. Blood-soaked rag. We did lose a couple ticks there from our head. Let's drop everything here. Drop all that, all that. We don't do milk-based. We have... I don't know what that is. To not sleep. I don't know what those things are, to be honest. Gorilka and toes, because I can't speak other languages. So I have no idea. Let's drop. Keep the keep the lighter. We'll drop. We don't really need the crowbar. Drop everything else. I also dropped the storm, which I meant to keep in my inventory, so we'll grab that. Drop the helm, which I meant to keep in my inventory. We'll take that, put that back on. Check our inventory. Drop our books. Anime con. Oh, joy. Never been to an anime convention. Save again. Take a drink of our disgusting tea right here. Man, I'm sweating bullets in here. The sun came out and is right in this window. Let's just keep looting houses, I guess. We probably should have focused on our skills a little bit more in this stream, but I think it just gets so boring sitting there reading, you know, and if I don't have something to talk about, I feel like, you know, people lose interest. Looting is much more entertaining because things are actually happening and you have a good chance of finding stuff. Like we did find a wrench. We just need to find that hacksaw. I wouldn't hate a drill either, but the hacksaw is really one I can't live without. And I really don't want to make a forge just to make some tools. Take the string. Now I know as well that beaded curtains give lots of strings, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Excuse me. Oh boy. I'm the one who eats lard. Oh, don't eat lard. That's not good for you. Would not recommend. Ooh, a little tool area. Just a hammer and stuff, though. Ooh, wood saw is a good find, but I do think we had one. Take the books as well, because I'm not sure what books we have. Take the leather items, why not? Take the kilt. A thermal tie? Oh, I thought it said a thermal tie. I was like, how's a tie a thermal? What an odd thing. So just take the kilt, I guess. Yeah, it's not good for your heart. Yeah, no, I would not recommend. I feel like eating pure animal fat would be really bad for you. And I just can't put my stamp on it. Can't tell you that that's a good idea. I don't even eat butter. Butter's disgusting, in my opinion. I know everybody loves butter. Oh, I'm mistaken. Not lard, fat. I mean, they're close to the same thing, but they are different, I guess. Because I think lard is like, you know, I don't know the words actually. Now that I think about it, I don't know how I would differentiate fat from lard. But yeah, we eat fat. I mean, if you buy cheap bacon in America, it's like all fat. It's very little actual meat to it. Because they know they can just sell you whatever and it has that porky fried flavor and no one cares. I think they sell bacon at the dollar store. I would never buy bacon or any meat product from the dollar store. It just seems like such a terrible seems like a great way to get food poisoning, to be honest. I mean, I'll occasionally eat like a hamburger from a gas station, which I know is a really dumb thing to do, but like, yeah, meat from non-reputable places I just don't trust. Your brain needs fat. Yeah, I mean, you hear about people who like if you eat too much rabbit, it's such a lean meat that like you're not getting enough fat and it can make you sick. I don't really know anything about that. I took off my leather pants by mistake. Now, I don't want to go into battle pantless, so we'll put our pants back on. Wanted to lose our helmet. More leather pants we'll take as backups. Get this shaving kit. Nah, I'm good. More disinfectant. Finding a lot of disinfectant, really pretty good. Pretty good to get that out of the way and not have to worry about it. Tin powder. I don't really want that. Knife fighter notes. Another map. Survivor map this time. I think we already looked at one of these pretty like recently, so I don't think that that's a huge benefit either. Soldering iron with the big battery and stereo system. So nothing really exceptional in this basement. We're not finding a lot of the good old basements. Seems to be a lot of the less valuable new ones. Still glad to see new basements being added to the game though. We actually got our first dollar store in my town the other week. Yeah, we have one, which I will probably go to after this because I'm out of tea and I have one water bottle left. So I need to go out there again. I go there all the time. Like, I'm not trying to badmouth the dollar store. If you're poor, and believe me, I'm poor, it's like the best place to go because everything's like $1 to $2. It's where I get basically everything. All my beverages. I have a shelf full of soup that I've bought over, weeks because I eat garbage food. They sell ramen. They sell snacks. They sell everything for very cheap. I live very close to a specific brand's chip brand. Like their main headquarters is in my area, so like we get really cheap chips as well because they don't have to ship them. They just can deliver them right to the store. So I go to the dollar store all the time. Do you buy tea bags or tea bottles? I do both. Like I have a big old pack over there of like 200 tea bags, just of various teas that I've bought and sort of stacked together. And then I will buy cans of tea because I like the peace tea. It's $1 for a pretty big bottle. It's really the only tea. I'll buy sweet tea occasionally. But I prefer hot tea to cold tea, but in the summer months I can't. I want something cold. My wife loves it. Okay. I mean, it's a good place. I think my grandmother goes constantly as well. If you don't have a lot of money, it's a dollar store. It's really good. There's a reason that they have chains all over the country. Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Dollar. I think there's one that's literally just the dollar store. They used to have movies too for $1. They would come in these cardboard sleeves. It would just be random movies from like the 90s and 2000s. I picked up a fair share of like DVDs for real cheap. Like I think I got The Hurt Locker for $1. And I know that movie hasn't aged super well. You kind of look at it now and you're like, it's not as good as it was, but I love that movie. Dollar World. Okay. Yeah, there's a whole mess of them. Let's what time is it? I think we're winding down towards the old end of the stream here. We're at 2.5 hours. Yeah. Let's head back to base. We'll drop some stuff off. I think we'll call it. Here where I live, the dollar stores only sell garbage that breaks after their first use. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, they have crap there. But if you're looking for cheap food, cheap drinks, that's mainly what I use it for. I buy a lot of notepads and paper. I write by hand a lot. I really enjoy writing by hand over typing sometimes. So I buy a lot of my stationery and stuff there, and it's all very cheap, and that all works just fine. But if I were going and I wouldn't buy kids toys there, or electronics. I wouldn't buy that kind of stuff. I would never buy there because it absolutely will be the cheapest, lowest common denominator kind of stuff. But yeah, for snacks and for beverages, it's a good place to go. I can get, I don't know, 8 liters of tea and water and stuff for like $8. It's very cheap. Whereas if I went, God forbid you go to and plus because I drive for a living, I always have the instinct to buy snacks when I'm driving because you get bored driving and eating is something to do. So I'm always tempted to buy snacks at these gas stations. If I go to a gas station and I buy this exact same tea, it's like $3. If I buy it at the dollar store, it's $1. So I just buy it and take it with me. Or sometimes I get the craving for chocolate. I don't even like chocolate, but I'll buy a cheap dollar bar of chocolate so that I can take it along with me in the car. Because if I stop at the gas station and get it, it's going to be like $2.50 for a big chocolate bar. So it's just cheaper, better in my opinion. Would not buy meat there though. I stand by that. I would not recommend buying meat at a low place like that. We have some butchers and stuff in the area. I would much rather and highly recommend you go to a butcher or a major grocery chain. I would not buy meat from a dollar store. I'm sure it's soaked in solution and all kinds of gross stuff. But yeah, I think we're gonna call the old episode here. So for now, everybody, thanks for coming out. What's today? It's Thursday. So I would like to stream over the weekend. Probably not Cataclysm though, so I don't expect a lot of you to come out. Oh good, I coughed in the microphone. Excellent. Love when that happens. Because I double bumped the mic button. So super sorry about that. That will be edited out for YouTube. God damn it. Okay. So I'm going to bail. Thanks, everybody. I'll probably be playing some Battle Cry over the weekend. You know, it's a fun game. Maybe check it out if you see me streaming. If not, that's cool. I get it. We'll be back with Cataclysm probably on Tuesday. And yeah, it's going to do it. So thanks, everybody who came out. Again, super sorry about coughing in the mic like that. And I'll see you next time.